Hi everybody, I'm Trin Johnson and welcome to Dust in My Eye. So it all started with these. I saw them on the Frugal Crafter, Lindsay Weirich's channel, and I thought those looked interesting. And then I looked on Amazon and they were a really good price. And I went, okay, I could use those because I only had Posca pens and it's kind of hit or miss what I had. And this has all these lovely colors. And they are lovely colors. But when I went to use them plenaring, I found there were a lot of bright colors and not a lot of dull colors. Not a lot of browns or dusty colors or light blue. And so I went on a mission to find a light blue pen that was marker, I guess, that's like this, as in you don't have to pump them, you just shake them. They have a nice brush tip, and I thought that's what I want. And I looked at Posca. They didn't have a pale blue. I wanted a real icy blue, and I finally found a blue with this company online. I keep saying Languo, but it's got another name. If I can think of what it is, it's in the listing. So I'll see if I can figure that out for you. But anyway, I made a whole video about my icy blue and my green that I bought. So I have this nice set of greens and icy blues to go with my Ohuhus. And I really like these. That's like, okay, great. Well, there were some other colors I kind of had my eye on, but I really didn't want to spend all that. They were $10 a package, so they're not real pricey, but still, it added up. And so I thought I will put them in my basket, and then I will put them, save them for later. So my birthday was this month, and I said to my husband, I would really like these markers. That's something that you could easily do. They're in the basket on Amazon, ready to go. There's I think there were 4 of them I picked out. Still, maybe 3. I can't even remember. Anyway, so my daughter told him, and I opened my present, and I thought, uh-oh, this does not feel like what I had wanted. And my husband, in his generous nature, got me the 126 marker set, which is lovely. And it was a much better price because you got a lot more bang for your buck. But they did not have 2 of the packages of the ones I really wanted aren't in here, and one of the ones I already bought is in here. So I debated for a few days on whether to keep this or just send it back and get the ones I wanted. So what I did was, while I was thinking, is I printed out, here, wrong page. I printed out everything that was in this box so I could really see what was going on. And it turns out, let me see, I had the blues already, and the other ones that I wanted that were in here were this gray browns and this brown. It's called marigold brown or something weird. So I wanted these 2, and I have this one, and the rest of them weren't the ones that were heavy on my list, or they weren't available as a single pack. But I started to look at them and thought, there are some really nice colors in here. Are there any ones that I particularly wouldn't use? Well, maybe the really bright ones, but in general, it still seemed to make sense to just keep it. So I did. And then I ordered the ones that he didn't get that I really wanted, because these were the ones that I requested, which were all the ones on this sheet in the end. It didn't start out that way. I didn't have that one on there. I don't think I had that one on there. I think it was that one and that one. I'm not even sure. No, it might have been these three. I can't remember now. And so I ended up ordering those separately. So now I have a huge amount of these. But I did end up now with the ones that I originally wanted. So I am going to open these. And I am going to open these. And I'm going to open these. And I'm going to open these. And I'm going to open these. And then I'm going to swatch them. And I will show you how I'm doing that. And I'm going to probably start swatching, bug out for the whole most of it, come back to you and tell you what I thought. And that way you can see what the colors are that are actually in there instead of just looking at that piece of paper like it's, because that's the only thing you've got really. So in here, I think there's two. These I really liked. These are gray, I think. Grayed out versions. What's it called? Advanced Gray series. And nope, there's not another one in there. Uh-oh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where did I put my paper? That's that one. That's the gray one. That's the brown one. I think the blue one, that one. They all came on different days. So I'm not sure where that one might be. I'm going to have to stop for a minute and see if I can find it. So it looks like they're not here yet. So I'm going to go ahead and open these and I'm going to do what I said. I'm going to do all my swatching and I'm going to write down the series names. And then I'll add those when I get them and finish this up. Hopefully they will be here in a good amount of time. Now, this was my original swatch sheet. I did the Ohuhus up here and Yolaka, I think is the name of the markers. I want to say that before I forget it. Yeah, Yolaka. So I'm going to write that on there too, just so I know what it was. And this series was which one? Let me look. This is the blue series. And this is the sage green series. So I think that will be helpful. But I'm not going to write all their numbers down still. Anyway, so I thought I was going to maybe get 4 more at the most. So I thought this was going to be plenty of room down here. But it's not. So I am going to flip it over and do it on here. And start this way. And then I'll still have them where I can see them all at once. So let's get started with that. First off, let's open this box up. I've had it since my birthday and I have not opened it yet. Like I said, at first I was going, oh, am I going to just send it back? I like the way they work. You know, I don't expect like archival quality, light fastness and stuff out of them. That's not what I got them for. The kind of thing I was doing with them is finishing touches on plein air with between this and my Stabilos and just kind of playing around and not getting real serious about what I was doing. It made me looser and it was kind of sketchy and kind of fun. There we go. That worked. If I can get this side. There we go. Oh, they have this nice swatching sheet. Maybe I'll do that sometime, but right now, because it's handy to have it with it, but right now I need them, I just want them on my general sheet. Whoa, baby. There's a lot in this box. It's kind of an unpackaging nightmare also. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, see, I'm not even sure where I'm going to put them, because when I got this little case, I thought this might be able to hold them all if I've only got, you know, a little more than double that. Yeah, no, it's not going to work. So I have to figure that out too, because I really want them just like where I can see them all. It'd be nice if they were in their color families. But I also don't want it to contrive trying to get things in and out, because that would be annoying, and I don't want them to be annoying. Holy cow. And if I was, you know, if I could do it, I would just make myself only bring some of them with me at a time. But then I just never know which one is the one I'm going to want. So there they are. That's crazy. And all those came in this box for like, I think it was around $70. Whereas these are 10 a piece. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that is how much you would get if you bought them separately instead of twice that. So it's like half the price. They're like $5 a thing in this configuration. So how could I turn that down? And he was trying to be really, you know, I'll go one step better and get her the whole thing. So it was lovely. And here they are. And I'm going to unpack them, and I'm going to swatch them much in the same way I did these. Maybe smaller though, because I'm having my doubts about all this fitting on this page. I can always do some of them on this other page still. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 if I'm careful. I could do 5 on there. But that still leaves me with 15 to do on here. Maybe I might be able to do it, but I don't think you want to sit here unless you would like me to put you to sleep while I do my unpacking and swatching. I don't want to bore you to tears. So let me get them all unpacked, and I'll get the things flipped out, and then maybe I'll join back in and show you what I'm going to do here. And then we'll see. We'll go from there. And this is not all of them. You could get a set of 240 or something, or I don't know, a huge amount. But this is enough. I don't need more than this. They will dry out before I can use them all. I'm going to have to figure out more interesting ways to use them too. And the other reason I want to say this too is still the first reason why I did this in the first place, is because these colors are just not the same as these colors. There are some, obviously, these Ohuhu ones are in here, but there's also differences. There's definitely way more here, and there's more pales and misty and grayed out versions of things here. More subtle tones. I don't know. And I like that. So, and I still do like my Posca pens too, even though they need to be pumped. So let me get started on unpacking all of these and see if I can keep straight which ones were in the box in the first place. And I'll put those at the top of the page and to put the extra ones at the bottom. So you can see the whole page, what would be in the set if you wanted to get it. All righty, I will be back. So I got them all unboxed, opened, basically unwrapped, and I am going to try and swatch them. And I'm trying to get all the ones that are in this box right here, and then I'll add the other extra ones I bought here and on the other page, because I want you to be able to see what's actually in this box. Now, my wrist is really bothering me, so we'll see how far I get on these. But I thought I'd kind of do the first ones here and show you what I'm going to do. And then I will come back to you with them magically all done. Yes, we're going to try that. So this is dopamine. There's 2 dopamines. Hopefully you can see that. These are kind of pale. Let's get a little closer so you can really see what I'm doing. There you go. Since I'm only going to do this one on camera. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, that one's sparkly. Wasn't expecting that. So is this one. If I can get it out of the box. Fine. There we go. So I'm going to continue doing this, and then in the end, you'll be able to see, and I'll be able to see what was all in this box. And then anything below that, and on the other page, will be all the extra ones I bought. So I will be right back in your time. So I worked with these colors quite a bit on a lot of mixed media pieces. And I decided that I really did want their numbers written down, because I would go looking for a color and I'd keep trying to test to see if that was the color. And I thought that would just be easier. So while I was at it, I also wrote down the numbers for the Ohuhu markers too. And these are the other Yolaka Languo markers that I have, the ones that didn't fit on this page. But I have found this really, really useful when I was painting with them or drawing with them, or whatever you want to call it. So I went on a hunt for something to put them in because there were so many. And I had this lovely little case, but it had no dividers, and I tried to make dividers and it was not very successful. So I started looking online and I ended up buying this on Amazon. Way bigger than what I really wanted. I don't know if you can see it. Let me move this. It's this giant bag. And it had enough room for them. And it had enough room for me to put my Posca pens in here. I was trying to decide if I wanted to offload the Ohuhus in here too, because I have a section here where I could put those and just have all my acrylic markers in one place. But this is not easy to take with me if I want to take them out plein air. So I'm not really sure if I'm sold on this. Plus, I really would still like more dividers, because I'm still finding it difficult to go in there and get what I want and see what the possibilities are. So I'm not sure that I have found the ideal way to store these. But in the meantime, this is what I'm working with. So let me show you some of the things that I have done with them, and then I will do a piece on camera. So I have these pieces that I used these markers on. This first one, I used them after I used my Tombows and did a little bit of watercolor work with the Tombows, but the purples here and the weeds are all done with the acrylic markers. And then what else do I have? I have another one in here. Then I have this one. You may have seen these as my shorts because these were all shorts. And did this little sketch. This is all the acrylic markers. And just kind of threw down some brown Posca to begin with. And then did the newer ones on top of that. I don't think I used the Ohuhus. I think it was just the Yolakas that I used on this. And then I have these two pieces on brown paper, and these were also shorts. And I actually did this one first. And these are all done with the acrylic markers. And I'm really kind of enjoying working with them. And I like working on the brown paper. I like either brown paper or to lay down a base of some color or some other color paper. Anyway, so those are two more. And then I have these two, which are virtually the same. This one was a short. This was the one I did to practice beforehand, just to see what I wanted to do. And the approach is very similar, and yet the sky is where I really changed it up and decided what I wanted to do differently when I did the final piece. But I like them both. So I am going to paint a little demo here using these markers. So I decided to paint on this Clairefontaine mixed media paper. It's called Paint on Denim. And I cut it in half so it's not too ridiculously huge. And I use this 3M medical tape, micro pore tape, to mask things. I really like using this tape. I found it worked really well for most things. So that's the one I generally use. And I'm going to paint this picture, only I'm going to paint it like it was winter because there's about 6 inches of snow on the ground and it's still coming down. So zoomed in here so you can get a better view. And I'm going to put my big old bag off in the corner here, and hopefully I'll be able to pull what I need out of it. And I think that's how we're going to do this. So let's lay it out real quick. And for that, I think I am going to just use an icy bluey color that's almost going to blend in. Okay, in the end, I got rid of most of the green because I really didn't care for it as it turned out. This kind of layering, it just feels like ice cream. I don't know why. Come on, honey. You can just keep going back in and adjusting and changing, and that took a little bit of that tooth off there. Ha. That was fun. I am really enjoying these crazy markers with 50 gazillion colors and all that. So pretty reasonably priced for the amount you get. I did use a few other things in here. I used a little bit of my white Ohuhu marker because I felt that was laying down on top of it better. And then I went in also and used this white gel pen. I will link it below. I'm not even going to try and say what it is. It comes in a 6-pack or 9-pack, 3 of each size, I think. Great price. And it works really well, lays down really nicely. So I did a little bit of that at the end too. Anyway, if you're thinking about acrylic markers, this is a pretty nice set. And I did add to it. I will put down everything that I got so that you can see all the different sets, which one came in, what came in the big set, and then the extra things I bought. And if you could give me a thumbs up, that would be terrific. If you would like to see more of this kind of thing, please check out my Patreon page. It's all free right now. Just trying to get a community going over there. And if you would like to, please check out my Etsy shop where I've printed my artwork along with cute little monsters and other fun stuff for sale.